Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Brooke unleashes on Zende, and Luna has a startling realization after reuniting with RJ. The bold and the beautiful, the Forresters worry about Shyla's resurrection. Brooke brings Zende to tears, and Luna thinks she may be pregnant. All products and services featured are independently chosen by editors. However, soaps.com may receive a commission on orders placed through its retail links, and the retailer may receive certain auditable data for accounting purposes. At the Forrester mansion, Eric, Donna, Brooke, and Ridge moan over Shyla's resurrection. Brooke gets a text letting her know Zende is in the building and says she has to go. Ridge warns her to keep her head on a swivel. We don't know what Shyla's going to do. After Brooke leaves, Donna and Eric want Ridge to explain about Shyla. Ridge asks, "Does the name Janet Weber mean anything to you?" He fills them in on Sugar looking exactly like Shyla, Deacon and Finn rescuing Shyla, and Finn wanting her to be a part of his family. Eric is sure he hasn't forgotten who Shyla is. Ridge reports that Steffi told him Finn is calling her a hero. Everyone knows she'd say anything to get close to Finn, except Finn. Ridge says the fact that his daughter had to give him an ultimatum doesn't sit well with him. Finn's set to learn a hard lesson. At Forrester, Luna joins RJ in the design office and says, "I heard about Shyla. Are you doing okay?" RJ says he's not. "She tormented our family for years. It felt nice that she was finally out of our lives." He wonders how Steffi's feeling. Luna sighs. She hates that there's a gulf between them. "I miss you. I really miss you, RJ." RJ misses her too. Luna guesses he still needs time. She moans, "God, I ruined everything." He reminds her this isn't his fault. "None of this was your fault." Luna worries about how he looks at her. She recalls how scared she was in the beginning, that it was too good to be true. When he told her he loved her and nothing was ever going to change that, her fears went away. RJ still loves her. He just needs time to process what's happened. Luna hates herself for hurting him. She should have told him sooner. "I ruined our relationship that night, the night that I spent with Zende." In the main office, Zende and Carter discuss the unreal story of Shyla having the lookalike. Carter asks how his designs are coming. Zende admits he can't focus. Carter exclaims that he has to get his head on straight. He knows he's still conflicted about that night with Luna. He can't stop thinking about her. Zende knows the pain he's caused. Carter recaps that Zende knew exactly what he was doing. How he thought it was okay is beyond him. "She is in love with your cousin. He's falling for someone unavailable and needs to shut that down." Carter's made mistakes too, and is speaking from experience. He almost destroyed everything he cares about and doesn't want that for Zende. Zende thanks him for not telling Ridge. Brooke comes in and wants to speak to Zende alone. Zende says Carter knows, and apparently, you do too. Brooke fumes, "How you slept with Luna and stabbed my son in the back." Brooke asks Carter to leave, and he does. Zende tells Brooke he knows what he did was wrong. She says wrong doesn't begin to describe what he did. Zende explains that when he came back from the party, Luna was in his bed. Brooke exclaims, "My God, Luna was the one who was drugged, not you. You knew exactly what was going on." She wonders how he could do this to his cousin. He knew how much he loved Luna. He's betrayed his cousin and his family. "You had no right sleeping with Luna." Zende tears up. At the Forrester mansion, Ridge tells Donna that he doesn't know what to do about Finn as Eric carries on a phone conversation with Lauren Fenmore. "Shyla Carter is alive," he complains. After Donna asks how Lauren took the news, Eric says she's in shock. Ridge says they're all in shock. This keeps happening. Shyla never has to pay for her crimes. Eric feels Finn is vulnerable to Shyla, but he made the right choice. Ridge maintains he shouldn't have asked Steffi to let her into their lives. He grunts that they have to be careful because Shyla Carter is back. In the design office, RJ knows this wasn't Luna's fault. Luna complains that it didn't only ruin their relationship, but his and Zende's. RJ explodes that he doesn't care about Zende. He never should have touched her. He's his family and knew how much he cared about her. It will never go back to how it was between them. Luna says there's been a shift in him since this happened. The fun boyish quality she fell in love with is gone now, and it breaks her heart. In the main office, Brooke wonders what Zenda's mother would think of his actions. She thinks Zenda should leave and go to Forrester International. No, strike that, Forrester Antarctica. Zenda argues he's earned his place there. Brooke thinks he threw it away. Luna went to the party on RJ's arm, yet he slept with her. She says RJ asked her not to tell his father because that's the kind of man he is. The kind of man I thought you were. Zend cries. Brooke rants that Zenda didn't respect Luna or her son. He knew they loved each other, but he jumped at her anyway without bothering to stop and ask what she was doing there. Zenda cries, I am so sorry. I feel ashamed about everything that's happened. He insists it was all a terrible misunderstanding. But they can put it all behind them. Nothing more will come of it. I promise you. In the design office, Luna tells RJ the sweet innocence of their relationship is gone forever. She sees pain and heartache in his face. I'm so sorry. RJ says it's Zenda's fault, not hers. I love you so much, she cries. RJ forgives her for not telling him sooner about what happened. Let's move on. All he needs is her. They embrace. RJ cradles her face. When he told her he loved her, he meant it. He won't let anyone or anything come between them. They kiss passionately. RJ has a meeting and has to go. They express their love again and he exits. Once alone, Luna smiles and sits at the desk. She goes on the laptop and suddenly she has to throw up in the wastebasket. She holds her stomach and gasps, Am I pregnant? Brooke stormed into the room, her emotions swirling like a tempest within her. Zendi stood there, his expression a mix of surprise and apprehension. They had been circling each other for weeks, tension building with every passing encounter. But today Brooke had reached her breaking point. You, she exclaimed, her voice crackling with fury. You think you can just waltz in here and disrupt everything. You think you have the right to interfere in our lives, in our family's happiness. Zend held up his hands defensively. Brooke, don't you dare try to justify yourself. She cut in, her eyes flashing with anger. You've been playing with fire, Zend. But let me tell you something, I won't stand for it any longer. You may have everyone else fooled with your charm and your smooth talk, but not me. I see right through you. Zend took a step back, taken aback by Brooke's ferocity. He had known she wouldn't be pleased about his recent actions, but he hadn't expected this level of hostility. You're overreacting, Brooke, he said, trying to keep his voice calm. I'm not trying to cause any harm. I'm just what? Brooke interrupted, her voice rising with every word. Just trying to stir up trouble. Just trying to prove something. Well, let me tell you, Zend, you've proven plenty. You've proven that you're selfish, manipulative, and completely oblivious to the consequences of your actions. Zend bristled at her words, his own frustration rising to meet hers. And what about you, Brooke? He shot back. You act like you have some kind of moral high ground, but you're no better than the rest of us. You've made your fair share of mistakes. Brooke felt a surge of indignation at his words. How dare you, she spat. You have no idea what you're talking about. You have no idea what I've been through, what I've sacrificed for my family. I have spent my entire life trying to protect them, trying to keep them safe from people like you. Zend shook his head, his jaw clenched with frustration. You can't keep using your family as an excuse, Brooke. At some point, you have to take responsibility for your own actions. You have to face the truth. Brooke's chest heaved with emotion, her fists clenched at her sides. The truth, she echoed, her voice trembling with fury. You want the truth, Zend? Fine. Here it is. The truth is that you are nothing but a troublemaker. The truth is that you have no respect for boundaries, no regard for the feelings of others. And the truth is that I will not let you destroy everything that I have worked so hard to build. Zenda stared at her, his eyes burning with intensity. Is that so? He said quietly. Well, I hate to break it to you, Brooke, but you don't have a choice. You can't control everything. You can't control me. Brooke's breath caught in her throat, her chest tight with emotion. For a moment she felt as though the world was spinning out of control, slipping through her fingers like grains of sand. But then, suddenly, something clicked inside her. You're right, Zend, she said, her voice steady and resolute. I can't control you, but I can control how I react to you. And from now on, I choose not to let you affect me. I choose to focus on what's truly important, my family, my loved ones, my own happiness.